So welcome to people who haven't been with us before. My name's Jane Stevenson, and I'm pleased to present the Empowerment.works weekly online community chat. Empowerment.works mission is to support unemployed internationals in their job search. And we do this with offering free coaching and free and low-cost workshops to them. And we have a lot of volunteers now helping us. So this year, our top goal was to build community, and then we had the COVID lockdown, and it became more and more important to build the community when that happened. So we set up the weekly online chats, and we've been having a different topic each week, and we've been doing it since March. The format is always different, but sort of follows the same thing. And that is that we have an expert who has a presentation and then poses questions or discussion points, which we can talk about in breakout rooms. So you get to meet people individually as well. Okay. So this week, I'd like to welcome Dr. Noga Gulst, who is doing our presentation today. I met her this summer, and she's just such a lovely person. And I've been drawn to a really generous personality. Noga just shares her knowledge and expertise with everybody. She's really sweet. She's a business consultant. She completed a PhD in entrepreneurship in Australia at the Swinburne University of Technology in Melbourne. But now she lives on a kibbutz in Israel, which I think is quite fascinating. And she works with the Rothschild Cube at Ben Gurion University. I'll have a problem with this word, in Beersheba in Israel, and she's a lecturer. Have I pronounced it right?
Yes, you did.
Oh, good. Okay. Before we start with Noga's presentation, I just want to explain something. The presentation also involves an interactive group of questions, which are like in polls, and it can be easier to access the poll on your phone and watch the presentation on the computer. You can do it both on the same thing, but it might be easier to have double screens. And if you can't access the presentation, the questionnaire, that's okay. You'll still get something from the whole presentation. But hopefully some of us can at least access the questions as well. So I'm going to hand it over now to you, Noga, for you to share your screen and share your knowledge and expertise.
So good afternoon. I'm Noga, Israel, working at the Rothschild Cube, and just want to let you know that the Rothschild Cube is a center for effective social actions that works in the Department of Social Engagement at the University in Ben Gurion University, which is in Beersheba, which is in the south of Israel, one of the biggest universities in Israel. It is an innovation center, train, support, and mentor social entrepreneurs and change agents, as well as potential ones. Now, you can see this is the physical place, and lately, as for coronavirus, we went online, and we do most of our work online on Zoom using this environment. Now, just a minute before we'll start the presentation, I would like you all to enter this link, and I will put it in the chat of, if I'll find how I get to the chat. Here it is in front of me. Okay. In the chat, the Zoom chat, so you can take it from there. on your smartphone, preferably on the Chrome, but it can work with other webs applications as well. If you succeeded to go there, you will see this page, and what you have to do is see the presentation, and you will actually see this page on it. So is it okay? Can we, no, I see two succeeded to get in.
It takes some time for people to get in.
That's okay, that's okay. We're good.
I'm in, I don't know about anybody
There are
else.
3 participants in already.
Okay.
I'm in.
Short URL.
The URL is case sensitive, so make sure you write the letters correctly.
Anybody having problems getting in? I think we can go ahead now, Noga.
Okay. So I want to start with a short movie.
Hi.
Just these 2 items today?
Yes, just these 2 things for me and my newborn.
Great. The total will be $20.03, please.
Oh my gosh, that's so expensive.
Oh, I don't have any plastic bags. Give me 1 second.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, almost 27% of single mother households were living below the poverty line in 2018. And that number is undoubtedly higher now, given the devastating financial toll caused by the pandemic.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
That'll be $20.03, please.
So, if you witness this new mom stealing money out of the cash register and then using those $20 to buy necessities for her baby,
Thank you.
what would you do?
So what would you do? Please press the answer that you would preferable do. Will not do anything, will report the theft to the store manager, would buy the grocery, would call the police and report the theft. Don't forget, after you press your button, please press the submit button that you have below the answers. Has everyone that wants to submit submitted? Okay, so as we can see, Peter says that it doesn't work on his iOS. Peter, can you, okay, that's weird. And we have Anna saying that she can't vote. She has a problem with the link.
I think that Peter and Anna, if you want to say which you would choose in the chat, that's okay. If you want to just watch what everybody else does, that's also okay. Not sure why the links are not working for you. Okay.
So just put it here so I can see it. Whoever answers. Okay, so I'll vote for you. And these are the answers that we got. One says, I would do nothing. The other says, I would offer to buy her the groceries if she returned the money to the money to the
And
cashier.
actually,
And
everybody's
actually,
saying C.
yeah, I see more and more people saying in the chat that that's what they would share.
Yeah.
And I think what I can, and more importantly, no one will report the theft, I think, understanding where we are. If someone wants to share with us their feeling, and as it is recorded, you can give your comment to it, what you feel, what you think about the results, or why you wrote what you chose on the chat, and we will read it out loud without saying the name. If you want, as it is recorded, to talk and say what your feeling is, good as well.
Does anybody want to either add into the chat why they chose C or why they chose A? Or do they want to say out loud why they did it? We've got a lot of shy people here, Noga.
Will be good. We'll manage. But I'm very happy to see that most of us answered that they would buy. I, for myself, would choose that I would feel embarrassment for the mother and maybe not do a thing. And someone says here that she would feel very sad for the woman. And yeah, I agree, totally. So we're talking about value clarification, clarifying our own values, examining our own personal scale of values, and how we can use the values as a compass in decision making. How what we think is right or wrong, how our values will help us decide the feelings. This will be a bit more interesting to try do it on the with the chat, but we'll go for it. So we have a story, a marriage proposal that littered the name of that national park, Jane?
The Veluwe. You spelt it slightly wrong, but the Veluwe National
I copied
Park.
it. I did copy it from the Google. So the Google did it wrong.
Okay.
Romans are discussed. A young man who asked his girlfriend to marry in that national park left behind the remnants of the ornaments and dirt without bothering to pick up after him. Hikers passing through the area surprisingly found the field that included balloons, plastic glasses, and bottles of wine. How would you react? What would be your feeling if you would see that? Excited, happy, apathetic, sad, or angry? I have one angry on the chat. Anyone else wants to say? One said sad, angry, angry again. 4 angry, 1 sad. Another angry. So you can see that I think angry is the most, is the strongest feeling here. I need to do it. Sorry. Going out early for children, let your wife go out. That's the answer fathers may receive in today's demanding employment world. This was written before the corona. Fathers who want to be involved and active in raising children are asking if it is possible to be an involved father. One of them said, more than once I heard from friends returning home after when their children were already asleep, that if they only dared to ask to leave work early, they would get a mocking laugh at the best and an angry look at the worst. I recently heard of a friend returning from an interview I missed something. Are they in frames and who collects? Asking about his kids. Are they in frames? Are they in kindergartens? And who collects them at the end of the day? This question was asked. What is your feeling about that? Once again, excited, happy, apathetic, sad, or angry. Sad and angry. Okay. Well, that's a good thing in the chat. You can say more than one. And one more question for you. I got all the parents in the kindergarten to rebel, says the mother of a 2.5-year-old boy. Once I found out there was an unvaccinated child in kindergarten. I didn't give up on the teacher. I didn't give up on the teacher until she had no choice but to take the unvaccinated child out of the kindergarten. Luckily, it is a private kindergarten and she has no legal impediment to doing so. But with all the sorrow in the health of the children, okay, something went wrong here, sorry. But she moved out the children. What, but with all the sorrow in the health of the children, I do not play. What would you say? What is your feeling about this short story? Should they? The idea is that there was a child that wasn't vaccinated in the kindergarten, and one of the mothers rebelled against it and forced the kindergarten teacher to take out the child from the kindergarten unless he will be vaccinated. Can you say sad for me, for whom? Sad for the child, okay. How about our children that are vaccinated and may be sick because of the one child that wasn't vaccinated in the kindergarten? Sad for expelled child, okay. Sad for the child who, because that's BC, of parent decision can't play, but we don't know why the one child wasn't vaccinated. But then someone said, happy for the others. It is a very big dilemma. And I think the woman who put pressure on the teacher of the parents is probably a bit of a bully. Okay, interesting. Anyone else wants to comment on it? So what is a value? We're talking about feelings. We know what we feel about the litter of the national park. We know what we felt about the taking out a child because a decision their parents made. We know what we feel. We have feelings. But how is it connected, and what is value? So let's choose each one of us. What is the appropriate definition in your eyes for the concept of value? Please choose A to E, A, principle or ideal, benchmark based on a worldview. Value equals price, an assessment of the moral nature of a particular act. C, determines what is right and proper in a particular society. D, a creation for distinguish between good and evil. And E, a continuum, hopefully I said it correctly, that helps us to decide between right and wrong. Okay, A, B, and C. I did say choose one, but okay. E. That's okay. And do you want to say why you chose? And so, two others says E, a continuum that helps us to decide between right and wrong. Anyone wants to tell us on the chat or out loud why they chose what they chose?
Yeah, values are, hi, Peter Adams. The values are personal, they're subjective. So to my mind, the best description of that is it determines what is right and proper in a particular society.
But what you say actually is that it depends on what society you live in, and values in one area could be very different than the values of in another area.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, besides the definition on the screen, it's also individualistic as well, right? But yes, from the point of view of what's available on screen, then yeah, from one society to another, it can be vastly different.
Thank you. Yes, I totally agree. And we have here another answer. Value is often objective, especially in areas not governed by law. And that is all, that's true, yeah. And they can develop and change over time. Totally, yes. And I think that also is connected to the society where we live in. Because, yeah. Going back. We can actually see two main type of values. Eternal values, in example, peace, equality, love, freedom, honesty, justice, love of the homeland. This is more eternal and more connected to everyone. And we can agree that the people will more likely approve them. And there are more instrumental values that are a means to help us achieve certain goals, such as diligence, kindness, manners, and it's more up to us, and we can influence and responsibility, achievements. My value can be that the most important thing is responsible to myself, to my behavior, and to others around me. So it's more instrumental, more values that make a change and not internal. So let's see from the coming list, can you choose? We have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 values. Can each one write 3 that are the most important for you? Talking about responsibility, empathy, giving personal example, achievement, integrity, equality, human dignity, mutual responsibility, collaboration, and professionalism, to be professional. Can anyone, you can just write the numbers 1 to 10. Yeah, we can see them on the wall, all of them now. So 1 is responsibility, 2, empathy, 3, personal example, 4, achievement, 5, integrity, 6, equality, 7, human dignity, 8, mutual responsibility, 9, collaboration with other people, and 10, professionalism. Yes, so we have empathy, equality, and collaboration, working or being in collaboration with other people. 1 answer. Anyone else wants to answer that? Which between these 10 options are 10 values are their most important for themselves? Empathy, integrity, and collaboration. Okay. Oh, here we are going. It takes time to write. Okay. Empathy, responsibility, and professionalism. Equality. It is interesting to see the different answers that I think are connected, and you said it before, regarding to society. The number of times I see here empathy, I don't think that if I would do it in Israel, I will get that as one of the main values of people. Sad to say, but it's interesting to see how it works in other countries. The main value that returns on and on are empathy and equality. Amazing. Wow. I think it would be said aloud, integrity. Not sure that it will be what is done in real life, but this is the value people will talk mostly. And I think achievement will be very high. And professionalism. Sadly enough to say, equality and empathy are not high today in Israel. So let's dig in, remembering your answers here, to a short question, very short one. Students, a story from studential life. Semester exams are just coming in. We have a student that is going to learning to his microeconomics exam, and whoever didn't learn economics, that's the most frightening exam in the entire 3 years. And late at night, he received an email. And he realized that the lecturer sent the email to him instead of to the head of the department. And he just got the test instead of sending it to the head of the department. So he has now all the questions of the test. What would you do? Open the file or throw it away and not open the file? Open the file. Yeah, I would say at the not open the file. I have 2 for yes, 2 for no. Anyone else wants to share? 2 for yes, 2 for no. 3 for no. 3 for yes. We're in the somewhere in the middle between the answers, so 50-50 so or so. I would say that for myself, totally open the file, go even another step and send it to all my classmates, not to be the only one that is cheating in the exam. However, I would write in the, oh, that's an interesting answer. If I opened it, I would feel no achievement, but then tell the lecturer his, open it and then tell the lecturer his mistake. I would share it with everyone, definitely, yeah. You do this here and the whole school exams are void. Yeah, but I will feel better that everyone knows the exam and I'm the only one, not the only one. And saying again, micro and macroeconomics are the most difficult exams in this course, and the one that throw you away from school if you don't get if you don't pass them. So yeah, that's me. I have studied a different environment, society, culture. Okay, in a different environment, society. Okay, that's true. Saying that I'm really happy I've never been in that dilemma as a person. So didn't have to check my values, but I think that strong values here is something that will say, resend it to the lecturer, said, got the exam, didn't open it, or did open it, and you did a mistake. So this is a bit about value creation, about value thinking, about how we incorporate values into our life. And I would like to open, to turn out 2 dilemmas and start with a true story from the beginning of the corona in Israel. Following the spread of the coronavirus, many farmers in Israel found themselves without working hands due to foreign workers who cannot enter the country. Farmers are appealing to students whose studies have been discontinued due to the virus to join a significant volunteer opportunity and save their crops. This is a real story, a real appeal that went into at the beginning of the corona in Israel. And from that, we actually have 2 dilemmas, and the first of them, and Jane, do you want to explain how it's going to work now with the rooms?
Yes, sure. We're going to put you into 2 sets of rooms, one after the other. Simona's going to put you into rooms in a minute, and then she'll put this first dilemma into the chat, and you can discuss it amongst yourselves in that room. You'll have 15 minutes to discuss it. And yes, Simone has just said, please introduce yourself. And then there's a second question, and that's a second dilemma. And we're going to put that dilemma into, we're going to move you into different rooms for another 15 minutes where you meet more people, and then you can discuss the second dilemma. Okay? So if everybody's okay, and also at this